All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the recap. Michael D'Angelo, joined as always by my partner in crime, Mr. Big D, Daryl Ortiz. And coming off of Evolution and Saturday night's main event, we knew it was going to be a big week, and it's only 2 weeks away till SummerSlam.
Yeah,
Did I
they
see
plug
that
these in
right?
between. Yeah, no, you're right because they plug these in between. I guess they added Evolution and Saturday Night's main event. I think just the timing of it this time around just kind of feels like we're just in a constant, which is good because that means that we have matches that actually mean something now, right
Yeah.
now, and we actually have real stakes going on here. So I mean that's a plus to it. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're
Plus
two
to it, the
weeks away.
minus is it's moving fast to try to fill that card, and that's what it felt like this week. Everything was centered around we're booking all the
Yeah,
SummerSlam matches about as fast as we can. So I think we've got
yeah.
basically almost every title has been booked for SummerSlam
I,
except
I
for the
was actually
tags. The men's
yeah
tag
I
match
was
is going to be on SmackDown next week.
just pulling that. There's probably going to be one for SummerSlam, I'm sure, because they got to fill a 2 night card. That's the thing. It's 2 nights, and like right now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm assuming we're gonna because they usually I noticed that they usually like to do like 4 to 5 matches per night. So I'm thinking there's going to be another few matches added,
Yeah,
which
because I
is
know they
cool.
already have both men's world title or the both
Hmm.
men's world titles, both women's world titles are booked.
Hmm.
Both
The
intercontinental
U.S.
titles
title.
are cooked because we've got Dominic is taking on AJ Styles. I wanted to say
Well,
we
that's
got booked.
that's not announced yet, but it will be
Well, didn't
because
didn't he say it on Monday night?
no, he said
I
if
think
he's
I don't.
cleared,
If
if he
he's
gets
if
cleared
he's
this
cleared,
week, yeah, if he
he'll be
gets cleared.
cleared.
That's when AJ was like praying on the
Right. Well,
side,
it's like
like
he's
that was
totally going to get cleared. So like they telegraphed that one. And
yeah,
then you had the number one contenders match on Monday night for the women's intercontinental title, so they set that one as well. So they're moving fast, getting everything booked.
yeah. So with that one, that'll be 7. So they still need about 1 to 3 more. So we'll see how it goes. Well, no, 2 to 3 more. Sorry. Yeah. So I agree. So all right. Well, I mean, as we talked about last week, we kind of predicted that Naomi was eventually going to cash in at some point, as she did at Evolution. Very
At
successful
Evolution,
cash in. It was a good cash in. I
it
was very
was.
happy with it. It was a good heel to cash in. I liked it a lot. So yeah, she ended up winning it. Now she came out gloating about her title win and everything. So naturally, because she interrupted a one-on-one match, they just for the sake of time made it a triple threat at SummerSlam. So it's going to be Naomi defending her title against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I'm excited for the match. Obviously it's going to be a good match. I don't think I want. I mean, I like Rhea. I really do, and I think she's great. I don't want them to start giving her the Charlotte Flair treatment in that she needs to have the title around her waist at all times because
Yeah.
then it's going to get old. So I think it's all right if she doesn't win this triple threat. It kind of gives her an opportunity to save face and like lose without having technically to get pinned or whatever. But I don't know who will win this one. I guess we could talk about predictions when it gets closer because
It's
we'll have
got
to
to
see how
be
the
Naomi.
story
There's no
goes.
way they take Naomi the title away after 2 weeks, right? Like it's got to be. I
I
would be
mean,
shocked. I
look how
feel
dirty
like
they did Kofi. Look how
I
dirty
know
they
they
did
did Kofi
Kofi.
pretty dirty, but I'm hoping they've learned their lessons because for me that would be silly. Like that'd be a waste of a cash in
It
if you
really
had
would.
her drop the title at SummerSlam immediately.
Yeah.
So for me, it's almost a given. Naomi's got to retain, but stranger things have happened.
I mean, who knows? Because it's a triple threat. There's no rules, no disqualifications. So she could cheat. She could use chairs. She could, do something. So we'll see. After that, we had Raquel and Roxanne defeating the Kabuki Warriors. Of course, Dominic Mysterio was there to help and make sure that they were. I love the Finn constantly pushing Dom to Roxanne. That's hilarious. Knowing, and they even have like a picture in the background of like Liv and they pray to her like a saint. I think it's hilarious that they do
Yeah.
that. But yeah, that's fun. But yeah, it was a decent match. It was just more to build the relationship between Roxanne and Raquel, and let Dom kind of slowly start turning towards helping out. Again, he's doing it like because he wants the titles to stay, but you know that they're gonna make it like a big thing. So after that, we had our third women's match of the night, which was really cool. We had Lyra Valkyria versus Bailey in the 2 out of 3 falls match for the number one contendership to the Intercontinental title, and Lyra Valkyria was the winner. Of course, you had the typical roll up, and then an actual pinfall for the end. So that was actually really good. So big win for Lyra. I was kind of hoping they'd go to Bailey so Bailey and Becky can go at it, but I understand wanting to put the newer talent over. So I totally
Yeah.
get that. I'm okay with that.
So it'll be Lyra versus Becky at SummerSlam. This one was a
Mhm.
really long match too. It went on for a while,
Yeah.
but it was good. It was good stuff because it was 2 out of 3 falls. It was going to take some time to get through it,
Yeah. When
but
they
all
announced it,
solid
I
stuff.
knew it was going to be a longer match.
Yeah.
After that, we had Nikki Bella defeating Chelsea Green because, well,
Yeah,
I
this
think,
gave me my groan of the night. I was like, oh,
yeah,
come
and I think
on.
it's because I originally think that was supposed to be a Nikki and Liv feud before Liv got hurt because they
Yeah.
kind of started it when Liv hit her with the Oblivion. So I think that's what it was supposed to turn to. But of course, Chelsea works great with everyone, so they just, my complaint in this match. And I get it; she hasn't wrestled in a while, but it showed. It really did. Even like when she did the rack attack, you could tell she struggled. I don't know. I don't know if Chelsea was sandbagging her. I don't think she did.
I don't
I mean,
think
I
she
don't know.
was. I think
I don't
Nikki
think she
just messed
would.
it up. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think she would either. Chelsea's a pretty good professional, so I
yeah,
think
she
this was
is.
just Nikki's rest showing.
Yeah, I think it was. And so, I mean, after that, of course, you had the Secret Service and, getting at her. And then after the bell, so Stephanie Vaquer came out to kind of help her out. And Nikki raised her arm, I guess, trying to pass over the
Odd
shine.
choice. I was like, why is Stephanie Vaquer out to save Nikki? For me, that felt a little odd and forced as well.
Right.
Stephanie Vaquer's already got her title match at Clash in the Castle, right? So
Yeah, Clash in
she
Paris.
doesn't,
Yeah.
or Clash in Paris, yeah. So she doesn't need to come out and save Nikki Bella other than just to have something to do between now and then. But I was just
Maybe
like,
just to get a rub. Or maybe it'll be a
yeah.
tag team match between them two and the Chelsea and one of the
Well, they're
Secret
totally
Service.
building it to it because you had Stephanie Vaquer on SmackDown against Alba Fire, like continuing this, and I was just
Yeah.
like, they're just getting them stuff to do at this point.
Yeah. Well, because there's not enough time to build a decent story, so maybe this is the best way to kind of do it. Like she kind of helped her out. So I mean, she's a face. Face helps out bullies. So we'll see. After that, we had Gunther come out to address his victory over Goldberg. Of course, gloating, typical Gunther fashion. I love that he can talk trash but still put you over, which is a great skill and a great talent to have. I think that's awesome that he did that. And really, it was just to talk about that now they need to have a gauntlet match for the number one contender, and that he was going to watch it there from the stands. And you know what? I'm not going to lie, they fooled me very well because he says nobody's going to be able to take the title from him. Doesn't matter who it is. And Braun Breaker's music hit. And you and I have talked about that now that Seth is injured, unfortunately, that they're gonna maybe pass the torch to Braun Breaker. And I'll say it up front: this gauntlet match was my match of the night. It was great. It had a lot of action. It was a lot of, I mean, naturally, right, because it's a gauntlet match, but Braun Breaker ran the gauntlet.
Well, it was a showcase for Braun. Like,
it really was.
Absolutely was.
And he took out Penta, he took out LA Knight, he took out Jey Uso, and he just couldn't beat CM Punk. And I think that's why they put CM Punk at the end. So yes, spoiler, CM Punk beats Braun Breaker, so it's going to be CM Punk and Gunther at SummerSlam for the title. However, hats off and a round of applause for Braun Breaker because he didn't lose steam that quickly, but you would think he would, as aggressive as his moveset and wrestling style is, and as fast-paced as it is. Excuse me. You would think that he'd be gassed after like the first two matches. And I like the realness that they set in with Paul Heyman handing him a bottle of water in between matches. Like they actually caught that. And I like that because it's like, yeah, like, I mean, he's human. Yeah. He's tired.
Well, he had a heck of a match, and I didn't like the fact that LA Knight lost clean because I was just
true.
And like this is another, it's almost like Chelsea Green losing to Nikki, where I'm like, can we stop jobbing LA Knight out to people? So that made me feel a little bit bad because I love LA Knight and they're just doing nothing with him. He's kind of floundering. Braun looked fantastic. Braun looked really great. I do dislike the fact that CM Punk still had to come in at the end and kind of get one over, and he's getting the title shot because it's like, come on. And it's like the luck of the draw. Yeah, the luck of the draw is that the guy who has the least amount of cardio goes out last. That's a very lucky draw. But there were a couple of things I wanted to mention that kind of tickled me a little bit. You have Braun doing great, and then when Jey Uso comes out, he kind of slowly walked out. I'm like, get on him. What are you taking so long? He'd slowly walk down.
Yeah.
And he hit a couple of moves and then he rewound it and did his Uso dance. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, Jey Uso is a moron.
No, I actually like that. I like that from a production standpoint, right? Because at that point, Braun has already gone through like 2 straight matches. And so he needed a rest. And rather than do like rest holds, he just like threw him out and let Braun catch. But yeah,
but it like also makes Jey look
from
like
a competitive edge.
It's like,
yeah, from a
get out there and win that match. It's like, what are you doing? You're stopping for a dance break. And then all I could think of was that, what was it, the College Humor sketch about Rocky, when it was Rocky 4, where that's supposed to be like the ESPN 30 for 30, when they talk about Apollo Creed was exhausted from the dance routine he did before he fought Ivan Drago, and they show Apollo Creed doing the whole dance number, and he goes, by the time he got in there, he was so exhausted he couldn't hang with him, and then of course Apollo Creed beats him to death. And so all I could think about when I saw Jay dancing, I was like, man, he took an exhausting dance break and then went back in against Braun Breaker, who's a total killer. So
he gave him enough time to recover.
Gave him time to recover. And then CM Punk kind of did the same thing where he slowed down. He had to do the watch tap. It's clobbering time. I'm like, get out there and get on him. Of course, CM Punk ended up winning anyway.
Right. Yeah.
But it was just like, there were some nonsensical things that I'm like, you're trying to win a gauntlet match against a straight up killer. Just get on him
and silly things.
So, you know,
I thought that too.
To your point, production wise, makes sense.
Because you want to, I mean, the poor guy is like, he's gassed. Not to his fault. I mean, who would be able to wrestle back to back like that without breaks? So, but after the match, you had, of course, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, obviously upset, beating up on CM Punk. Jey Uso came out for the save. Then he started getting beating up, and then we finally get the return of Roman Reigns.
Yeah, finally,
which
happened.
I like it. Because he needed to come back. Obviously, he was due to come back. I know he's doing Street Fighter, but I don't think they're going to start production on that for a while. They barely announced the cast. From what I read and what I've heard is he was supposed to return at Saturday night's main event. So the plan was CM Punk, no, sorry, not CM Punk. Seth Rollins and LA Knight were going to have their match, and then Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, they were going to come out, start doing their thing, and then that's when we were supposed to get the return of Roman Reigns. And unfortunately, due to the quick injury that Seth Rollins suffered, they had to figure out a different spot. So I feel like this was a good spot to do it because it's still in line with the story, because it's still Seth Rollins' faction that he interfered with. So I'm glad they stuck with that story still. So it was nice to see Roman out. Obviously, phenomenal shape as always. Comes out and
he looked
cleans
great.
house. Cleans house, picks up Jay, gives him embraces, hugs, which is great to see because it looks like we're gonna get the OG bloodline back together. And then CM Punk's kind of stared him down there in the corner and kind of, I guess, his way of saying like, "There, we're even. Like I helped you." So I'm glad to see Roman Reigns back. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with him. Know what we're gonna see.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering too at this point. Are they gonna is Seth Rollins' knee injury that bad? Because I noticed they haven't done any updates.
They really
haven't said. All they've said is Paul Heyman did the teaser about he's got until June of 2026 to cash in to use the Money in the Bank. That's all they've said. No one's come out and said, "Hey, he's expected to be out this amount of time," and they're really holding that close to their chest. I'm wondering and I'm hoping that it's not as bad as it looked.
Yeah.
And so he's not going to have surgery. They're just going to wait. They're going to be ambiguous about it. And then we will see him at SummerSlam that cashing in either after, if Gunther manages to beat Braun Breaker, he'll cash in on Gunther like right afterwards and then win, or you may have Braun Breaker win and then CM Punk cashes in and Breaker just lays down. It's like the finger poke of doom thing. Not CM Punk, well, what am I talking about? Braun Breaker didn't advance, but maybe you have Gunther beat CM Punk and then cash in, or CM Punk win and then you see the cash in. Braun Breaker goes out there and lays him out. Like I feel like they're going to set it up so that he doesn't really have to do anything, and he can come out and get the pin and kind of hold the title for a while he's kind of finishing healing. Because I'm starting to doubt that it's as severe to where he's going to be out for an extended period of time. So I feel like he would have heard already.
Well, not just that. I feel like if that was the case, they would have done something with the Money in the Bank briefcase. They would have. I feel like they probably would have. But I agree with you. I don't think it's that major because I've seen videos of him or pictures of him come out in like a cast, not a cast, but like a brace.
Like a brace, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a brace. It could just be a small tear. Because I think it was like a 2-part injury. I was watching a slow-mo of it prior. I think when he did, what was he doing? He did a move prior where he kind of jumped up.
And it was both springboards off of the ropes.
Yeah.
The first one was I think the second one was the moonsault.
But the one before that, he landed awkwardly, and you could see the knee kind of buckle, like he kind of folded in on his knee. So it could just be that he maybe just had like a tear. I'm hoping it's nothing super major because that would be a good swerve on all of us, right? Because we're all expecting him to be out for a period of time because of a knee injury. I mean, we know knee injuries notoriously will keep people out for months and months and months.
Yeah.
But who knows? I'm curious to see, because what makes me think that is they still pulled the trigger with Roman Reigns interrupting his faction.
Yeah.
So because that's supposed to be the feud, Roman and Seth, because that's the feud we've been waiting for. Architect and Roman Reigns going at each other. That's supposed to be the feud. So
Yeah,
I hope
so
so.
we'll see. But OTC is back officially, so it's good to have him back. We'll see how long it lasts.
And that
And
was
then
Raw. Actually,
that
lots
was
of
Raw.
wrestling on Raw. I'm happy with, and yeah, lots of women matches. So 3 out of the 4 matches, like you had mentioned earlier, 3 out of the 4 matches were women's matches, which are cool.
Yeah,
great to see, because like I said, their women's division stacked, and I'm glad they're showcasing it. So
yeah.
and then we went to the soap opera.
I was like, okay, so yeah, SmackDown opened with a car accident in the parking lot with Solo and the MFTs. And it's like, oh, it's like, there was a car accident back here. We don't know who it was. A hit and run. We don't know who it was. And then later on, shockingly, Jacob Fatu was a person of interest. And I'm like, well, duh, who else would it be? And then the cops went and got Jacob and whisked him away because he was a person of interest. Mm-hmm. And then that continued on. That played out later on. But the first match of the night, women's match again. So it was this one, the match was good, but kind of the setup was Charlotte just went backstage and talked to Adam Pearce, because Nick Aldis is out. Talked to Adam Pearce and got her and Alexa a title match at SummerSlam for the women's tag title. So on Raw, we had the qualifier the Cougar Warriors did not qualify for. And then she was like, oh yeah, by the way, I got us a women's tag title match. And it was like, wait a minute, you guys lost in the last one. You didn't qualify. And she's like, hey, I'm Charlotte Flair. I'm
glad they're leaning into it. I'm glad they're leaning into that. I think they're just they know that we know that that's what happens. And so I like that they leaned into that. At first I was like, that's dumb. But then I was like, you know what? Fine.
Like, I get it.
Let's embrace it. Screw it.
It just feels like you just had a qualifier on Monday, and like it was an important thing, and you're like, I just went back to Agent S, and that's all I really needed to do. So, lesson for the Kabuki Warriors: go ask for a title match first, instead of asking for number one contenders. But so it will be Charlotte and Alexa Bliss taking on Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez for the Judgment Day. So they've got to do the proverbial singles matches in the lead up to that. So this was Raquel versus Charlotte. Solid match. Charlotte ended up winning. Alexa Bliss came in with an assist after Roxanne Perez came in with assist. So they're both kind of doing the heel thing, attacking each other.
Yeah, they kind of one-upped each other on the distraction, which I thought was smart.
Which is cool, and I was fine with it. You had Alexa in her cheerleader outfit, because she was like the cheerleader for Charlotte. So they won. Next week you're going to have Alexa taking on Roxanne. So the same thing, kind of do the singles matches leading up to SummerSlam.
And I kind of like this. I spoke to it earlier. I like the way they're doing this with Charlotte. Now I think this is better fitting for her, because they're leaning into the Charlotte gets whatever she wants. Charlotte's a spoiled wrestler, whatever, right? They're leaning into it, and I like it because you have Alexa, who super over with the crowd, has always been over with the crowd. I don't think there's ever been a moment where she wasn't, and so it's kind of helping elevate Charlotte, because now Charlotte's actually getting cheered.
Yeah, she's got really
so
nice
it's like
perception.
It's really cool that she's actually like she's actually getting cheered.
Yeah.
Sorry, my actual Alexa heard me, so I forgot to mute it because we're talking about Alexa Bliss. Thank you, Amazon.
Thank you, Amazon. It's always listening.
But yeah, so I mean, she's actually getting cheered, and the little back and forth with each other is cool too. And I like the one-upping of the interference. So like Roxanne goes up, and then without hesitation, Alexa pops up and then actually does the proper way, and then gets the win for her. So we'll see how that pays out.
Yeah, so it was good stuff. After this, we had Carmelo Hayes versus Damian Priest, which was fine. I mean, it's the setup for Aleister Black came out. It ended in a DQ because Aleister Black came out and attacked Damian Priest, obviously setting up just the continued feud that they've been building with Aleister Black and Damian Priest to give them both something to do. It was fine. There's not much to say other than that.
Yeah, I mean, it started because Damian Priest was backstage looking for Aleister Black, and Carmelo Hayes was telling him, hey man, I told you this was going to happen. And Priest was like, well, and then Priest took offense to that. I'm like, well, I mean, Damian, in all fairness, he did tell you.
He did tell you.
I mean, let's be real. He told you it was going to happen. But I like this matchup between Aleister and Damian Priest. It's going to be a good match. I like that they're building this feud up, and it's something good for both of them to do that doesn't have to involve a title per se. This is just more of that. Yeah. Also, I'm curious as to what's going to happen, because Aleister beat, not R-Truth, right, last week. He beat R-Truth, and then he kind of stared down Carmelo Hayes. And the reason I bring that up is because R-Truth tweeted a picture this week with him, Carmelo Hayes, and the Street Profits. And it said, I'm driving now, like hop in, I'm driving now. And like kind of hinting to like a faction that they're going to build with now Truth's actual Ron Killings persona. I'm excited to see how that pans out, but maybe maybe that'll kind of lean into it. Maybe we'll have that pop up at some point. But that was worth mentioning. But I'm looking forward to Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. This will more than likely be another SummerSlam match. So
we'll I think it will. I'm sure they'll get it announced this week. And then after this, you had Solo Sikoa out to the ring with the MFTs. Talking about how he gave everything to Jacob, the usual, blah, blah, blah. Jacob's a criminal. He's a bad person. Once a criminal, always a criminal. And then as he was saying this, the San Antonio Police Department, with impeccable timing, comes rolling up backstage and says, all right, Jacob, we've cleared you. I'm like, wow, they didn't even do a 24-hour
they pull up.
hold.
Sorry about that. You have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, we arrested you for like 30 minutes and we've already cleared you of all wrongdoing. Like, this is the fastest working police force ever. And he's like, like, go handle your business. And it's like, so you're unleashing him out there. Okay, fine.
Right on the pathway to Gorilla.
Yeah, right on the pathway. His music hits and just walks right out. And so you have Jacob and Jimmy go down there and wreck all the MFTs. And I'm like, wait a minute, where was this before? How did the two of them manage to go out there and beat everybody? They were always outnumbered previously, but they went out and just beat them all down. What I thought was funny is Adam Pearce comes out, of course, obviously makes a match for SummerSlam, which is Jacob versus Solo for the U.S. Championship. So they're gonna run it back again
in a steel cage.
In a steel cage, so that'll be fun. Expect some big spots. But then the cops come walking out, and Solo's like, arrest him. And then they arrest Solo, I guess, for staging a crime. I'm trying to figure out what exactly, because like,
falsifying a police report is a criminal
falsifying
offense.
A police report, but there was a car accident because you're out there and the car's wrecked, and you've got what was it? Tama Tonga was bleeding from the head or something. So I'm like, there was a car accident. So was Solo driving the car? Like, I'm missing all the context here, but they arrested him.
Maybe we'll get it next week.
Maybe I don't know. I'm betting they'll just gloss it all over. That'll be that. But that was this was a little too telenovela for my taste. It was fine.
It was funny to me. I liked it because the more and more they let Solo just kind of be himself and, like be like that arrogant heel where like he's just like laughing and talking trash about people. Like, I like that, because he does really good with it. He does really awesome with it. So I think that's cool to see. But yeah, it was interesting to see that two guys only were needed to take out all of the MFT. Granted, Solo kind of fled, but I mean, Solo kind of fled.
Still.
Well, who knows? Because Tama Tonga was concussed. He was not cleared for action. I don't understand how Sami Zayn and Tama Tonga Sami Zayn gets his ribs caved in with a pipe, and Tama Tonga's all concussed apparently, but they're clear for action. It's cool.
Yeah. Let him out there; it's totally fine. We're good.
We need to review the medical board on WWE.
But yeah, Dominic Mysterio is walking around totally fine
with a note. He's clear.
It's like, the WWE medical, they got to work on all these things.
Which I will give a shout out to. You brought up that point. There was a little bit in the whole backstage interaction between Dominic Mysterio and Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce.
Yeah, Adam Pearce.
He was like, I saw you seem to be jumping around just fine. He was like, I don't know what it was. It was the adrenaline, like in my soul. I'm like, Cody Rhodes song. I love it. Like, he just little things like that keep me happy. Anywho, but yes,
it's fun. And then after this, we had Stephanie Vaquer versus Alba Fire. Talk about the continuation from Monday night. Mm-hmm. This was a real short match. Vaquer won. It was like over before it was going, which is pretty wild. And then you got Piper Niven attacking afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So
which is probably gonna be the next match. That's gonna be the next match.
Next match will be what, a tag? It'll be in
it'll be Stephanie Vaquer
versus Piper. Yeah, and in the lead up, because they still got to keep her busy till Clash in Paris. So it's not even like for SummerSlam. So then after this was the main event. Before the main event, the main event was the tag team qualifier. So both Raw and SmackDown had a multi-person championship qualifier match. So it's tag team qualifier with DIY, Andrade and Rey Fenix, Fraxium and Motor City Machine Guns. And this one was a lot of fun just because all these teams are great. So it was a lot of fun. Too many commercial breaks. You did have 2 long commercial breaks during it, which kind of, for me, always hurts the flow. But what we got to saw was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
This one somewhat surprisingly to me, finished with Andrade delivering the message on Ciampa. So Andrade and Rey Fenix are going to advance to face the Wyatt Six next week. It's not going to be on SummerSlam.
Yeah.
It's going to be on the
Well,
SmackDown prior to the show, which is interesting. I thought they would have
yeah.
held it till SummerSlam because you are filling 2 days worth of cards, and I think seeing the Wyatt Six on the SummerSlam stage would have been better.
I think we
But I
will.
mean, who knows?
I think
Yeah,
we still
they
will.
could put something together. Yeah.
Because I think what's going to happen is that championship match is probably going to get interrupted by somebody, one of those teams, and more than likely it's going to be DIY. They're going to interrupt, and a brawl's going to break out. Or also keep in mind, Street Profits are still in the mix too in some ways. So the Street Profits could interfere, and then they could just do the typical, all right, cool, triple threat. So
triple threat or a fatal 4-way ladder match. Like, do something cool at SummerSlam. You got to do something like.
Really, I think they will. I did like the promo that the Six cut, that Wilbow that he cut. I enjoyed it very much. Talking about, and this is why I feel they should do it. They should keep it. I don't think Uncle Howdy needs to hold the championship title. I don't think he does. I think them holding the tag titles hostage for a long time would be great, especially like we talked about using Freebird rules. Because you don't know who you're going to get, right? I like Dexter Lumis talking. I know it's kind of awkward when he wasn't, and I get it as part of his gimmick in NXT. I enjoyed it very much. I've always been a fan of Dexter Lumis, but I kind of like this side of it. You know, of course, William Gacy, great on the mic. They let him talk as well. But I really like this promo because they're pretty much talking about how they're just going to dismantle the tag division and like control them. So I think that's really cool. I think that's what's probably going to happen. We're going to have some kind of interference next week to make it like a triple threat or a multi-team ladder match. TLC would be great.
Yeah, TLC would be freaking awesome. Like there's a lot of potential there that I would be bummed if they don't cash in on SummerSlam. TLC.
I feel like they might, because I mean it's too big of too many people are involved, too many teams to not have something great at SummerSlam. Like, you know, so I mean, we'll see.
We'll see. So the final segment, which is our main event, was the contract signing for SummerSlam between John Cena and Cody Rhodes for the title. This one was obviously, I mean, that's why Cody won King of the Ring. He's guaranteed a match at SummerSlam, and he called a shot. Well, actually, didn't even call a shot. It was for whatever your respective brand, so he automatically got it. So Cody came out and cut a promo, blah, blah, blah. He's going to beat John Cena. Then Cena came out and then said, basically, it was it showed a lot of contrition, was very calm, wasn't rude or arrogant, but it was just like, you know, he's exhausted from shooting a big movie, so he can't compete at SummerSlam. He's already talked to everyone backstage about it and got cleared, so he's not going to be signing the contract. He's just emotionally out of it right now. He's drained, very apologetic, very nice. He wasn't rude. He didn't do anything like that. And then he just excused himself, saying that he wasn't going to sign the contract. And then Cody ran after him, beat him up, hit him with the title, put him through a table with a splash, and then physically forced John to sign the contract, which apparently will now be a street fight in honor of Cody being in the Street Fighter movie, I guess. This is corporate synergy at its finest if we ever saw it. It'll be a street fight brought to you by Street Fighter.
Maybe.
And this is where I would say, okay, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, but it made me laugh when I thought about it. I was like, let's roll this back. You have John Cena pleading for help and understanding during the throes of what he would consider himself to be a mental health crisis, showing honesty and courage. And then his reward was he was ridiculed, beaten, and forced to sign an agreement against his will. This is not a great message.
We have been
turning heel.
I'm about to say, we have been talking about the little hints of Cody turning heel. So this is kind of furthering that. I should say.
It makes total sense. If you're gonna have Cody go heel, I'm like, when I was like watching this, going, I guess the anti-bullying campaign from WWE is long gone now. Like everything about it,
it's fine.
Everything about it was so strange that I was like, like this is kind of odd. But again, if they're gonna really steer into Cody Rhodes turning heel at SummerSlam, then it's perfect. Then I hope so. But if he doesn't, then it's a little weird.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I'm like, yep, frustration. I mean, I get it, showing the frustration and everything, but like legit taking the title. He did all the heel things. He took the title, beat him with the title, and then he put him through the table, then forced him to sign. I mean, it worked.
Well, here's the thing though. Well, here's what I don't understand about WWE. If you really can actually just incapacitate somebody and use their dead hand to sign their signature, and that's considered a contractual agreement, why wouldn't you just do that all the time? Like, why wouldn't you walk around with contracts for titles and then blindside the champion and beat them down and go, hey, he signed and agreed to fight me for the title? Because apparently they're like, hey, it's ironclad. He signed it. There's nothing we can do. So this works so often. You should literally just have somebody do that. Have Karrion Kross walk around with like a bunch of contracts in a suitcase. And just be beating up people
not even
randomly.
Knowing Karrion Kross's background in those videos, get him to put him like in an arm bar. Like he's gonna snap their arm if they don't sign
arm, and he's like signs the thing. And then Night of Champions is Karrion Kross has booked himself for every title. Like, just do that if it's that easy to do. And you don't actually have to sign it as of your own free will. It's just you physically did it, even though you were forced to do it. So that was how SmackDown ended, with very Healy stuff from Cody Rhodes. And then we got basically 2 weeks so to see kind of how this continues on, see if we get more hints. I think people said online Cody's wearing the Rolex from the Rock gave him again, so he is going to sell his soul. So there's other things that are happening on social media to kind of sell the potential for him to do a heel turn. And honestly, I hope they do. Like, Cody as a face has gotten a little bit stale for me, so it would be nice to see him do
I prefer even back at New Japan, I preferred him as a heel when he was leading the Bullet Club. Heel Cody's awesome. But yeah, so I mean, so for as of right now, we have the John Cena Cody Rhodes title match. We have the Women's World title match with Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. We have CM Punk and Gunther for the heavyweight title. And then we have the Women's Championship between Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill. We also have the U.S. title in the cage match for Solo and Jacob. And we have the Women's Tag Team Champion match between Raquel, Roxanne, and Charlotte and Alexa. So I think there's still more matches to add. I feel like we're going to get more added on.
We better get Karrion Kross versus Sami.
Wait, we also have Lyra and Becky. Why am I missing that?
Yeah,
Lyra
and Becky.
Lyra and Becky. So never mind. Hold on. So we have, let's see. And I'm lying. Oh my God. See, we have Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul.
Yeah, I can't forget about that one.
Yeah, so technically, see, I'm sure people were about to start typing in the comments to talk trash that I forgot some matches. So
I know. How dare you forget about Jelly Roll's tag match?
I mean, I love Jelly Roll. I really do.
I love Jelly Roll too.
I hate Logan Paul.
He's a great singer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about him having a tag match at SummerSlam. That's all I'm saying.
3, 4, 5.
But I like his enthusiasm. Yeah, it's a pretty full card. I would really like to see Karrion Kross on there against Sami Zayn again, because they've been trying to build this back up. But Sami's out indefinitely with injury, so
indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
Okay, so then we have 1, 2. Oh wait, let me just go to previews. What am I doing? Okay, there we go. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 matches. So they just need 1 or 2 more. So we have John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Naomi versus Rhea versus Io, CM Punk and Gunther, Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and then Raquel, Roxanne versus Charlotte, Alexa, and then Solo and Jacob Steel Cage. So there we go. 2 more matches.
There we go. 2 more matches.
More likely be the men's tag team title match, and then maybe and then AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio.
AJ Styles and Dominic, yeah. That one's 10. Definitely, that should be the 10. We'll see how it goes. We got a couple of weeks to kind of get closer to see how we feel about predictions, but it's matching up to it's shaping up to be a really great couple of days of wrestling. So looking forward to it. And that's what we got for this week, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave us your comments, all that good stuff. Whether you agree, disagree with us, or just want to talk wrestling, we always love to hear from you. And that's what we got this week. So until next time, I've been Michael D'Angelo. He's been Big D, Daryl Ortiz. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you soon.